AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
The old guard to the new guard, and someone who's in between those guards and really the hybrid of the old and new is Bill Simmons. And I don't know if he's doing playing a Jedi mind trick or what, but he really respects Brunson and this current form of the Knicks. And let's see what he had to say when he was out there. I think he was at the Garden when he made this short.
I'm officially becoming afraid of this guy. I'm becoming afraid of the New York Knicks. I don't know how many games they've won in a row, but I'm afraid of this place right there, Madison Square Garden. I'm afraid of their fans in a series, and the Celtics, who are 11-6 in their last 17, who just throw away games now because they think we're going to get the 1 seed. Philly's a mess, and Embiid's hurt now. Milwaukee's been a mess. They changed their coach. Miami's a mess. We got this. Let's start looking at Denver tape, OKC tape. We're good. We got this. We're just going to cruise to the finals. Please don't feel that way, Celtics, because the Knicks are good. The Knicks have an identity. The Knicks in a series are going to go right after the Celtics like the 04 Pistons. They are going to roll their sleeves up and throw haymakers and be super physical and try to exploit the Celtics' biggest weaknesses, which are toughness and coaching. The two things I worry about the most, the Knicks can exploit. I am taking them seriously. I take the Knicks seriously. Wake up, Celtics.
Heard you, Bill. Heard you, big dog. Heard you. Healthy fear. That just sounds like a healthy fear. That's all.
Shout out to my man Alan. We're going back, bumped into him a couple months back. Told him I was doing a channel. He's been commenting and just love that.
Big shout out to Alan.
Alan put me on to Bill Simmons. And he said, we always talk basketball. He goes, yo, I think you would like this guy, Bill Simmons. I'm like, who is that? Not realizing I will read some of his stuff on the ESPN 2, I think it was called back then, ESPN, some ESPN back, something. I would say ESPN back page. That is not the same thing.
ESPN got a back page? Molly, where you at? We wildin'.
It's happy hour.
We wildin'.
But I think it was called ESPN. It was something where they used to write. Like a lot of writers used to be up there, like they do their blogs and everything.
Oh,
but
Scoop used to write for it. Damn, I know what you're talking about.
But Bill Simmons was definitely on there. He definitely did Grantland, and even before Grantland, just reading his book of basketball is amazing. His Allen Iverson story is hilarious. It was just ill, just really like some white boy shit. It was some white boy stuff, but because of that, you get to read a lot of what he does. I know people don't like his LeBron take about like his father not being around or something like that. But he again, you talk about the old guard and new guard. He's in between that guard where it's like this fan giving his point of view. And I would think, especially, I thought of you when I saw that. Is that how we would think if we were Celtics fans? Like, hold on. Y'all can think whatever you want about the Knicks, but nah, this is not no walk in the park, man. Look what the fans are saying. When I watched the game, and I had the clip loaded up from his podcast with not Zach Lowe, the other guy, I forgot his name. He's really good too. His recent podcast from yesterday, I think Bill Simmons said, yo, if you watch the Knicks all season, that's exactly how they win games. Like they win those games out, and great teams win like that. The game 2 against Philadelphia. So the 76ers fan can be mad all they want to. You guys got two guys that are really playing basketball. The Knicks have 12 pit bulls out there ready to go for Tom Thibodeau, like we just explained in the first part of the show. Flea, like, do you agree with Bill Simmons? Do you think he's playing a Jedi mind trick? Because I think he does see the flaming that's going on with Stephen A. Smith online. And anybody else who talks about the Knicks, I don't know if he wants that smoke. Or he's used to it already because he's an internet guy. Do you believe him?
I think, first of all, let's start here. Bill is a extremely respected guy in these spaces when we talk the game of basketball. My introduction to him was his book, The Book of Basketball. And I remember, big shout out to my pops. My pops gave that to me for my birthday one year, years ago. And one of the best gifts I've ever received, because it's just a book of respectfully, we love you, Molly. you know, that book of basketball is just amazing, right? So anybody that has never got a chance to just take a look at it, please, it's a good buy, it's a good read, it's an easy read too. It's not one of those complicated reads where your head's gonna start hurting, it's gonna start spinning. You're actually gonna, you know, it's gonna be hard for you to put the book down because it's just that interesting. Do I agree with the quote-unquote Jedi mind trick? No, I think he's being honest. I think we're finally earning the respect of people in circles around the NBA, right? I've heard a lot of people, not just Bill Simmons, I've heard a lot of people, even Colin Cowherd's goofy ass. Like, I've even heard him finally say, like, yo, this Knicks team is nothing to sneeze at. You got a game plan for them. You got to put together a solid scouting report for this team and approach them with caution, right? You know, are we devoid of a plethora of scoring? 100%. We rely on Jalen Brunson to put the ball in the basket. But like you just said, we have a roster of about 10 guys right now that if I just snap the leash and let them go, they're going. And they gonna go until we say, hey, come sit down for a second, get a little breather. Get a little breather. Josh Hart played 48 minutes in game 1. 48 minutes in game 1, but this is regular. This is regular. We've been doing this all season. Do I fear burnout? Do I fear injury? Obviously, all those things can happen, right? We're no exception to the rule. But dog, when I could see Josh Hart go out there, play 48 minutes, and then after game 1, look like he could go again. They look like they could suit up and go another 48. Fabian, that's a team that's locked in and ready to rock and roll. They want to play tonight. Can we roll the ball out tonight? Let's go right now. Okay, we got to go Thursday. Okay, cool. But they ready to rock and roll right now. So that's really what I love about this team. And I just feel like Bill Simmons we know he's a Celtic guy. We know he's a Boston guy. I think he's being honest with the fan base that follows him. He know that he has a well-respected mind. And so when he says something, that fan base and the Celtics team themselves are going to listen up. Okay, we can't take this team too lightly. They thumped us to end the season. We went into Boston and thumped them. You forgot that? And everybody was playing. I don't want to hear about they took the foot off the gas. We was on our way to 50 wins. We needed another W. We thumped them. Everybody was rocking and rolling. So I think we said this since the beginning, since the middle of the season, maybe about All-Star break. We match up well with them. We just match up well with Boston. Are they the better team? Yes. Do they have more talent? Yes. Do we match up well with them? Yes, we do. So I'm cool. Let's take this one step at a time. Game 3 is in front of us. One step at a time, day by day. Let's not skip steps. I saw that they, whoever put that on the Megatron, they need to be fired. They put Boston up versus the Knicks on the Megatron. Whoever did that, they need to be fired. No more job. Get by. Unemployment, please apply. Because you can't do that. You can't do that. Let's not skip steps. So that's what I'm feeling about that.
I think I disagree with that. I think the players can't feel that way. And I think he sees what we see. Even with, I see people want to use these 2 games as the reason why Brunson is not a 1A. Okay. We knew this already the whole time. We know what his limits are. Philly is playing. Everyone keeps pointing to Oubre. I don't want to see Batum on Jalen Brunson. I'll get into that tomorrow. I'm really not scared of Oubre the way everybody was talking about.
But Nick is being physical. Nick is being physical. They blitzing. They doing a lot of top locking. We could get into that tomorrow. But I
don't know who will do that for Boston. I'm not remember.
When Brown lock in, when they lock in, they're defenders. They could defend.
But
Derek White is going. That's it right there.
But we're it's not what the Batum thing is shocking me with Philly, right? Just to keep up with them, walking them down 90 feet. I think Bill Simmons is asking that same question. Do we have someone like Batum that can do that? Yes. Do they do it though? Drew Holiday is the pit bull guy, but is he? I don't know if he is really quite Drew Holiday still. I don't know, because the last time we played him, like you said, we've seen him guard him 90 feet. They tried to guard him. Jaylen Brown had no business trying to guard him. And Bill Simmons is seeing that. He still is. I think it's okay to be that fearful, especially when people are just gassing you up and gassing everything up, saying, yo, the Celtics are unbeatable. They're making it seem like the Celtics cannot be beat. A lot of people are making it come off that way. And I've never felt that way about them. To their peak, I don't think they were Denver at their peak. I don't think they were us at our peak. I personally believe Philly at their peak when Embiid was healthy earlier this year is just unbelievable. And he's an MVP and a dog. That's what Joker is. We don't have that, but we got a dog who's leading a bunch of other dogs. And that's what he's worried about with the Celtics. They're not dogs. Yeah. They're not dogs. Porzingis.
That's a fact.
We know. I got a Porzingis jersey.
So do I.
A Knicks Porzingis jersey.
You'll never see it again. You'll never see it again. You'll never see. I got a white Knicks Porzingis jersey. You'll never see it again.
Me too. And I think that's what he's worried about, and rightfully so. I think we earned the right to be spoken about like that. Except now, my concern, of course, is OG, and we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But yeah, Bill Simmons. I'm just happy to hear Bill Simmons be Bill Simmons again, and not just be, the Skip Bayless, Stephen A type, and I'm glad to see that.
Bro, listen, the most important thing, and I do agree with you, but the most important thing for me, appreciate you, John Smith.
Yeah, I don't have the game on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Keep talking. I can hear you in my ear.
Yeah, appreciate you, John Smith. The biggest thing I think that he spoke about, and he really brushed over it, but I think that's the biggest thing that stuck out to me. Coaching, man. Coaching. The fact that he is shining a light on Mazzulla and Tibbs going head up potentially in the Eastern Conference Finals. My money is on my team, man. My money is on my team. I don't think I think Mazzulla is a good coach, but I think Mazzulla thinks he's a great coach and doesn't know that he's still a novice at this. I think there's a level of arrogance and ego that he carries in terms of coaching. Not so much who he is as a person. I don't know him. But I'm talking about what I see when I hear him talk about the game. Anytime I specifically go and listen to pressers after games with him talking, because I want to hear what he's saying. And he comes off very much so like I know the game more than any of you do. So don't even ask me nothing that you don't. Don't ask me nothing, because I know more than you. And for a young head coach to have that sort of bravado about him, that gives me cause to pause, because there is a level of humility that you walk around with as a head coach, because you always know that you can be better. You always know that you can be better. So I know that we can outcoach that team if it comes down to adjustments, coaching, all that kind of stuff. I'm fully aware that we can match that. In terms of talent, that's my concern, because they have legitimately 5 guys on that starting 5 that's gonna go get a bucket. He can go do it.
I like what Carla, Carla's a big Boston Celtics fan, and her secret team is the Knicks. I don't put too much in press conferences, and I think he's humbled. I think he does have a fake confidence, to your point. And also, remember, this is, even though the previous coach is not a championship coach, Ime Udoka to us was, oh my God, we are scared of that guy. Ime Udoka
struck them in line. If Ime's the coach right now, Fabian, we ain't no smoke. Let's just wait till we get there. Remember what Braun said? What Braun said after winning the Eastern Conference Finals? They asked him about Golden State. He said, "Man, I'm not even thinking about them right now. Like, y'all chill." That's how I would feel if Ime was still on the sidelines. If he was still that head coach, Jesus Christ, I would be concerned about that Celtics team. Extremely concerned about that Celtics team.
You lost the baddie. I wish AllBall was here. He'd be like, pause. But that's how it feels.
Bro.
That's the good. You lost it because we see it in Houston. We're like, before the season started, I had him ranked like 10th. And then when you brought it back up, like, wait a minute, Ime's there. They brought Dylan Brooks. They brought this guy's like, oh, wait a minute. I forgot, but that's kind of scary. And
they
then
just missed the plane. They just missed it.
Without their guy. Sengun is not healthy. If
they,
Sengun is there, if Sengun is there, who's out of there? There's no Kings playing the Warriors, probably.
Fabe,
you know, like
they just missed it. They did everything right. They brought in some adults in that locker room. They bring Ime in there to lead, leaders of men. And I have to stand corrected. Ime has figured out how to get the best out of Jalen Green. In the middle of the season, what was I saying to you, Fabian? I was like, they're gonna move him. How often we could go back and find tape of me saying, yo, they're gonna move Jalen Green. I don't know about that anymore. He's figured out what that kid's strengths are.
The only guy I ever heard even bigging up Jalen Green like that, Gilbert Arenas is one.
Gilbert, the superstar.
Yeah, and that kid Mars from Players Choice, the way he spoke about him was like, yo, I ain't seen you talk about an athlete that could do this, that, and the third. He's like Jordan. I'm like, all right, like what are we doing? And I like that kid Mars from Players Choice because he's very logical and he watches the game.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No, okay,
no, I don't like it. But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. But the way he spoke about him, the way Jalen Green came out scared me because I was so wrong about.
I guess it's the English accent because he sounds pompous. That's what it is. Let me just be honest.
Yeah, because I think he knows. He knows the game. But the point is that he got that take right. He got that he's looking like Nostradamus out here, and it's a lot of Ime, a lot to do with Ime, and the fact that if I'm a Celtics person, like Bill Simmons, and you go from what we think Ime is, how we feel about Ime, and also remember, we talk about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and all their experiences coming from these 4 or 5 conference finals, a finals appearance. That happened with Ime Udoka. That's a different. Remember, Jason Tatum's a 1A. We know that. Ime's a 1A coach, and you're being nurtured by a 1A coach is different than a guy we're not sure about. And yeah, the press conference, you can be fooled in a press conference. I believe like D'Antoni's really good in the press conference, but you don't earn people's respect. You just don't. When we can see it on the court, we can see it the way they play. You don't play no defense, the way they talk about you. I don't know, to your point, if they have that confidence in their coach as players, and as a fan, I wouldn't be sure. But I know with Ime, like you said, as a Knicks fan, I wouldn't be talking no smack if Ime was on the other side of that court. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ime is on that sidelines. I think a lot of people stop chatting about the Celtics. We just see them when we see them. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario. Y suscribe.